Welcome the students of SC Civil for the subject Surveying, Unit number 4, Curves. So for Unit number 4, Curves, we will use the reference books Kanirkar Kulkarni, Surveying and Leveling, Duggal, Surveying, Punmiya, Higher Surveying, Subramanyam, Surveying and Leveling, Basak, Surveying and Leveling, Das and Das, Surveying. We will see now the course outcome. On successful completion of this course, student will be able to define and explain basics of plane surveying and differentiate the instruments used for it. Second course outcome, express proficiency in handling surveying equipment and analyze the surveying data from these equipment. Third course outcome, describe different methods of surveying and find relative positions of points on the surface of Earth. Fourth course outcome, execute curve setting for civil engineering projects such as roads, railways, etc. Fifth course outcome, articulate advancement in surveying such as space-based positioning systems. Sixth course outcome, differentiate map and aerial photographs, also interpret aerial photographs. Now we will see the course objectives. With the successful completion of the course, the student should have the capability to describe the function of surveying in civil engineering construction. Second course objective, identify the sources of measurement errors and mistake, understand the difference between accuracy and precision as it relates to distance, differential leveling and angular measurements. Third course objective, identify and calculate the errors in measurements and to develop corrected values of differential level circuits, horizontal distance and angles for open or closed loop traverse. Fourth course objective, effectively communicate with team members during the field activities, identify appropriate safety procedures for personal protection, properly handle and use measurement instruments. Fifth course objective, be able to identify hazardous environments and take measures to ensure one's personal and team safety. Sixth course objective, perform traverse calculation, determine latitude, departures and coordinate of control points and balancing errors in a traverse. Use appropriate software for calculations and plotting. Seventh course objective, operate a total station to measure distance, angles and to calculate differences in elevation, reduce data for application in a geographic information system. Eighth course objective, work as a team member on a surveying party to achieve a common goal of accurate and timely project completion. Ninth course objective is calculate, design and establish curves, understand, interpret and prepare plan, profile and cross-section drawings, work with cross-sections and topographic maps to calculate areas, volumes and earthwork quantities. So this is the syllabus for unit number 2 curves, which includes introduction to horizontal and vertical curves including numericals but derivation not expected, different types of curves and their applications, simple and compound circular curves, elements and setting out by linear methods such as radial and perpendicular offset, offsets from long chord, successive bisection of chord and offsets from chords produce. Angular methods, Rankine method of deflection angle, 1 and 2 theodolite methods, numerical on simple circular curves and compound curves to be asked, transition curves necessity. Here we will see angular methods, Rankine methods of deflection angles, 1 theodolite methods, 2 theodolite methods, transition curves, the necessity. So first we will see the angular methods, Rankine methods of deflection angles, 1 theodolite methods. So here the figure shows the curve setting by Rankine methods of tangential angles. So Rankine methods of deflection angles, in this method the curve is set up by the tangential angles often called the deflection angle with a theodolite and a chain or tape. The derivation for the formula for calculating the deflection angles is as follows. Let AB, so this line AB is equal to, we can consider it as the rear tangent of the curve. Then T1 point and T2 point. So T2 point, it will be here somewhere. T1 point and T2 point, they are considered as the tangent points. D, E, F, etc. So D, E, F, G, like that, etc. These are the successive points on the curve. Then delta 1, delta 2, delta 3, etc. So this delta 1, the delta 2, the tangential angles which each of the successive chords, that T1D, this T1D, DE and EF, etc. makes with the respective tangents at T1, D, E, etc. Then capital delta 1, delta 2, delta 3, this capital delta 1, then capital delta 2 and this capital delta 3, etc. is the total tangential or deflection angles between the rear tangent AB, and each with the lines T1D, T1E, T1F, etc. Then C1, C2, C3, etc. This C1, C2, C3, C4, etc. These are the lengths of the chords T1D, then DE, EF, etc. And here the capital R, that is the radius, O is at the center. Then chord T1D, T1D is equal to the arc T1D very nearly, that is equal to C1. Then BT1D, then BT1D, this angle we can consider BT1D, this angle we can say delta 1, that is half T1OD, that is T1OD is equal to twice delta 1. Now T1OD upon C1 is equal to 180 degree upon pi r, that is T1OD is equal to 180 degree upon pi r multiplied by C1. Then twice delta 1 is equal to 180 C1 upon pi r, where delta 1 is equal to 90 degrees C1 upon pi r when it is in degrees. The delta 1 is equal to 90 multiplied by 60 C1 upon pi r when it is in minutes. So by multiplying this we will get it, delta 1 is equal to 1718.9 C1 upon r in minutes. Similarly delta 2 is equal to 1718.9 C2 upon r in minutes. Similarly delta 3 is equal to 1718.9 C3 upon r in minutes. Similarly delta n is equal to 1718.9 Cn upon r in minutes. Since each of the chord lengths, the C2, C3, then Cn minus 1 is equal to the length of the unit chord or the peg interval. Delta 2 is equal to delta 3 is equal to delta 4 is equal to delta n minus 1. Now the total tangential or deflection angle delta 1 for the first chord T1D is equal to BT1D. Therefore capital delta 1 is equal to small delta 1. This capital delta 1 is equal to small delta 1. The total tangential or deflection angle delta 2 for the second chord DE, this is the second chord DE. So this is the delta 2, that is equal to BT1E, but BT1E is equal to BT1D plus DT1E. Now the angle DT1E, BT1E is the angle subtended by the chord DE in the opposite segment and therefore equals the tangential angle delta 2 between the tangent at D and the chord DE. Therefore, capital delta 2 is equal to small delta 1 plus small delta 2, or we can say capital delta 1 plus small delta 2. This delta 2, capital delta 2. Similarly, capital delta 3 is equal to delta 1 plus delta 2 plus delta 3, this small, or we can say as capital delta 2 plus delta 3. Then delta n is equal to delta 1 plus delta 2 plus delta 3 plus delta n minus 1 plus delta n. Then delta n is equal to delta n minus 1 plus delta n. The check is that the total deflection angle BT1 T2, BT1 and T2, T2 is somewhere here, that is equal to delta n plus phi by 2, where phi is the deflection angle of the curve. From the previous, it will be seen that the deflection angle capital delta for any chord is equal to the deflection angle for the preceding chord plus the tangential angle for that chord. If the degree of the curve capital D be given, the deflection angle for 30-meter chord is equal to half D degrees, and that for the subchord. Hence, small delta 1 is equal to C1 multiplied by D upon 60. Small delta 2 is equal to delta 3, that is equal to delta n minus 1, that is equal to D upon 2. Then delta n is equal to Cn multiplied by D upon 60. In the case of the left hand curve, each of the values delta 1 capital delta 2 capital delta 3 etc. should be subtracted from 360 degree to obtain the required value to which the vernier of the instrument is to be set. So we have seen the angular methods, Rankine methods of deflection angle, one theodolite methods. Now we will see the Rankine's method of deflection angle, two theodolite methods. So here the figure shows the curve setting by the two theodolites method. So at T1 and T2 the two theodolites will be set. The method is used when the ground is not favorable for accurate chaining, that is rough ground. It is based on the fact that the angle between the tangent and the chord is equal to the angle which that chord subtends in the opposite segments. Let D, E, etc. be the points on the curve. The angle capital delta 1 between the tangent T1B and the chord T1D is equal to BT1D is equal to T1T2D. Similarly, the angle BT1E is equal to capital delta 2 is equal to T1T2E. The total tangential or deflection angle capital delta 1, capital delta 2 and capital delta 3 being calculated as in the one theodolite method. It will be seen that in this method no chain or tape is used to fix the points on the curve, but they are located by the intersection of the lines of sight of the two instruments. The method is simple and accurate, but it is expensive since two surveyors and two instruments are required to use this method. Therefore, it is not so commonly used as the method of deflection. So we have seen the angular methods, Rankine's method of deflection angle, two theodolite methods. Now we will see the transition curves, the necessity. The transition curves on railways and highways, it is the common practice to introduce a curve of varying radius called a transition curve between the tangent and a circular curve. The transition curve is also called the spiral or casement curve. It is also inserted between the two branches of a compound or reverse curve. The objects of introducing a transition curve at each end of the circular curve are as follows. First objective is to accomplish gradually the transition from the tangent to the circular curve and from circular curve to the tangent. Second objective is to obtain a gradual increase of curvature from 0 at the tangent point to the specified quantity at the junction of the transition curve with the circular curve. The third objective is to provide a satisfactory means of obtaining a gradual increase of superelevation from 0 on the tangent to the specified amount on the main circular curve so that the full superelevation is attained simultaneously with the curvature of the circular curve at the junction of the transition curve with the circular curve. Now we will see the transition curve necessity. A transition curve should fulfill the following condition when it is inserted between the tangent and the circular curve. It should meet the original straight tangentially. Second, it should meet the circular curve tangentially. Third, its radius at the junction with the circular curve should be the same as that of the circular curve. Fourth, the rate of increase of curvature along the transition curve should be the same as that of increase of superelevation. Fifth, its length should be such that the full superelevation is attained at the junction with the circular curve. Now we will see the types of the transition curve which are in common use are: first, cubical parabola; second, clothoid or spiral; and third is the lemniscate. The first two being used on the railways and the third on the highways. In order to admit a transition curve, the main circular curve requires to be shifted inwards. When the transition curve are inserted at each end of the main circular curve, the resulting curve is called the combined or composite curve. So here we can see the figure, the types of the transition curve. So there we can see the curve, the spiral curve. Here this curve is the Bernoulli-Lemniscate curve, and here this is the curve, the cubic parabola curve. So we have seen the transition curve necessity. We have seen the angular methods, Rankine methods of deflection angle, one theodolite methods, two theodolite methods, transition curves necessity. Now these are the YouTube link: Module 11 Lecture 1 Surveying, Module 11 Lecture 2 Surveying, Lecture 17 Transition curve and widening of the track, curve setting out table by deflection method surveying, Lecture 17 Horizontal alignment 4, Rankine method of setting out of simple curve by tangential angle, part 7 Hindi surveying, setting out of simple curve by Rankine's method of tangential angle problem, part 8 surveying, setting out of simple curve by two theodolite method, part 9 Hindi curves in surveying. Next YouTube link: transition curve Hindi transportation engineering, civil engineering, transition curve in highway engineering, transition curve in Hindi super elevation, transition curve in railway track, transition summit and valley curves, highway engineering, GATE 2021, Joshi sir, grade up. So we have seen the angular methods, Rankine method of deflection angles, one theodolite method, two theodolite methods, transition curves, the necessity. So this is the syllabus of unit number 4 curves, which includes introduction to horizontal and vertical curves, including numericals but derivation not expected, different types of curves and their applications, simple and compound circular curves, elements and setting out by linear methods such as radial and perpendicular offset, offset from long chord, successive bisection of chord, and offsets from chord produce, angular methods, Rankine method of deflection angles, 1 and 2 theodolite methods, numerical on simple circular curves and compound curves to be asked, transition curves necessity. Thank you all students.